Then I packed my belongings and took a taxi back to my small apartment, which I hadn't visited in a long time. After I graduated from university, my parents bought me a small apartment in the city. After getting together with Isabella, she always said that our homes were too far apart, and it was troublesome for us to commute between them, so she asked me to move in with her. Actually, the distance between these two houses was just the distance between her and me. We looked close, but our hearts seemed to be separated by the Pacific Ocean. Back in the long-lost small house, I tidied up simply and went to bed after washing up. The next day, I found only a few messages on my phone. "What's the matter with you now? Come back when you've calmed down. Don't be too willful." It seemed she came home last night and found out I had moved out. I didn't reply to her messages and just went about my own business. This kind of thing wasn't the first time it happened. Victor would call her whenever something was wrong. He would even ask her to accompany him when he was awakened by thunder at midnight and couldn't sleep. I had questioned her and quarreled and argued with her, but she said, "To people with a dirty heart, everything is dirty." Every time she abandoned me to go to Victor, she would send me roses afterward to appease me. I would continue to be deeply immersed in this relationship as if nothing had happened, but I'm tired this time. As I stepped out of the company after work in the evening, I saw her standing outside, dressed in a suit. She had a beautiful face and a tall and strong figure with excellent body proportions, just like a model on a runway. Passers-by couldn't help but look at her. If it were any other day, I would have gone up to her and rushed to get in the car to keep others from looking at her. But this time, I just wanted to pretend I didn't see her. I walked towards the station on my own, and Isabella quickly caught up with me. She didn't mention the incident and said calmly, "It's Jason's birthday today. He invited us to have dinner together." I stopped and looked at her. Sure, we got in the car, and there was a silence inside. The wind blew in from outside the window, and I smelled the faint scent of jasmine. It was the scent of Victor. The scent wasn't too pleasant. On a whim, I asked, "Do you like the smell of jasmine?" Isabella's eyes flickered slightly. "It's okay." "Really?" I thought, then why have I always smelled this scent on you before? I didn't say anything more. We arrived at the agreed hotel where they had been waiting for a while. Seeing us come together, Victor was obviously surprised. "Good evening, Isabella, Alex. We've been waiting for you for a long time." I smiled faintly and looked at Jason. "I'm sorry. I came in a hurry and didn't bring a gift." Jason is Isabella and Victor's childhood friend. Isabella always took me with her to their gatherings, and gradually, we became acquainted. "I've given him a gift. You don't need to feel sorry." Isabella led me to the table. The remaining two seats were opposite each other. I didn't know if they arranged it on purpose. I let go of her hand and walked straight to the seat opposite. Isabella's expression changed slightly, but she didn't say anything and sat down next to the empty seat beside Victor. I knew what her friends were thinking. They never approved of Isabella and me being together and were always cold to me. Before, I wanted to get along with them, and I would give them gifts I had carefully selected for every holiday. But I've never seen anyone really use the things I gave them. They probably didn't want to accept me from the bottom of their hearts. I was too naive to see such an obvious thing until now. I didn't say a word and ate quietly. Isabella chatted with them with ease, peeling shrimp without stopping. She never eats seafood unless someone peels the shell for her, and she will reluctantly try a bit because she finds it troublesome to peel it herself. However, she didn't mind the trouble now. She peeled the whole plate of shrimp, moved it in front of Victor, and then slowly took a wet wipe and wiped her hands carefully. This was a treatment I had never had. Seeing this, I felt depressed. I decided to let her go, but I still felt sad when I really saw her like this. Jason also noticed her actions. He looked at my expression and nudged Isabella, teasing, "Don't favor one over the other. Peel some shrimp for your boyfriend too." Isabella seemed to realize it for the first time, looked at the empty plate on the table, and said, "Order another plate." "No." I took a sip of my drink and said calmly, "I don't like shrimp." "How about fish then?" "I don't like it." Isabella looked surprised, seemingly not expecting me to say this without hesitation. Meeting her gaze, I took a napkin and calmly wiped my mouth and stated, "I don't like anything you said." "Alex, are you angry?" Adrian said cautiously. "Why don't you eat this plate of shrimp?" "Please don't be angry with Isabella." Her tinted lip made me look like the bad guy. "How could I be angry? Please enjoy your meal. I just remembered I have some unfinished work, so I'll take my leave." With a calm smile, I picked up my bag, ready to leave. "Come on. Are you still upset about Isabella setting off fireworks for Victor?" Jason mentioned deliberately, his face filled with provocation. Hearing him bring this up, Victor spoke up. "I'm sorry, Alex. I was in a mood back then, and Isabella just wanted to cheer me up with that." "Isabella, you should apologize to Alex." Isabella frowned upon hearing this. "I just set off some fireworks. Why should I apologize?" Her words caused the atmosphere to freeze. Victor smiled subtly at me from where she couldn't see, as if silently declaring her possession over Isabella. It was laughable. The person who did wrong had no idea that she was in the wrong. Just like before, she never realized her own faults. She thought she could just casually appease me and move on from this. I smiled. "Yes. You're right. The fireworks were quite a spectacle. Keep it up next time." With that, I left without looking back. The moment I closed the door, I heard Victor's voice. "Isabella, go apologize quickly. Alex is obviously angry. Don't mind him." He'll be fine in a few days. Her words stabbed at me like a sharp sword. What on earth had I done before to make her so confident? I walked out of the hotel slowly. The cool breeze of the early autumn night was refreshing. I strolled along the bustling streets with couples passing by, their affectionate displays genuinely enviable. Before Victor came back, Isabella and I were just like them. We held hands tightly, unwilling to let go for fear of losing each other. So why did things turn out this way? I felt heavy breathing, a bit suffocated. Seeing an ice cream truck on the side of the road, I thought for a moment and bought an ice cream. The moment I got the ice cream, I suddenly remembered her words vaguely. You know, you did something amazing today for not eating ice cream, but you still can't resist it. I took a bite in a daze, and it was salty. Your ice cream tastes salty, I said to the ice cream truck owner, my voice trembling. The owner glanced at me and handed me a tissue. Mister, maybe you need to wipe your tears first. I looked at my eyes blurred, and I realized that tears had fallen on the ice cream. No wonder it tasted salty. I sniffed, turned around, and went home. I received a message from Isabella as soon as I got home. Have you arrived home? I glanced at it and didn't reply. Soon, she sent another message. Everyone didn't have a good meal because of you today. Let's invite them to dinner another day. I still didn't reply to her. She seemed to have lost patience and called me directly. I put down my phone and turned a deaf ear. When I came back after washing up, the phone had already fallen silent. Before going to bed, I absent-mindedly browsed through the WhatsApp statuses and unexpectedly saw a photo Victor posted 5 minutes ago.